In a peaceful suburban neighborhood, two families live side by side. The Owens, an American couple, and the Adebayos, an African couple, quickly become friends. Their daughters, Eliana Owens and Irina Adebayo, are born only a few months apart. From toddler playdates to shared birthdays, the girls grow up like sisters. Eliana is quiet, shy, and bookish, while Irina radiates confidence and charm even as a child. Though opposite in personality, they balance each other perfectly. Eliana's gentleness calms Irina's boldness, and Irina's spirit protects Eliana's vulnerability. By the time they are teenagers, the two families are bonded by years of barbecues, vacations, and everyday life. Everyone believes nothing could ever break the girls' friendship. College brings new challenges. Eliana and Irina enroll in the same university. Their friendship remains intact, though the world sees them differently. Eliana blends into the background, introvert, reserved, often overlooked by her classmates. She prefers reading in the library to attending loud parties. In contrast, Irina thrives under the spotlight. Her beauty, confidence, and impeccable fashion sense make her one of the most popular girls on campus. Students admire her charm and boys constantly pursue her. Yet, when they are together, Eliana and Irina feel the comfort of childhood. Irina loves Eliana's sincerity, while Eliana treasures Irina's loyalty. Together, they are a familiar sight, the glamorous girl and her quiet best friend. The routine of college life shifts with the arrival of Ethan Carter, a transfer student and a gifted soccer player. Tall, athletic, and charismatic, he instantly becomes the heart of the college soccer team. Crowds cheer for him at every game. Girls flock to him, eager for his attention. Irina, always the center of social life, approaches him with her signature flirtatious charm before a big inter-college tournament. She tosses her hair, flashes her brightest smile. But Ethan responds politely, though distantly. After the match, when their team wins, Irina boldly invites Ethan to a house party. To her surprise, he declines, claiming he isn't much of a party person. For the first time, Irina feels brushed aside. But Irina was so popular that Ethan's indifference didn't matter to her. That evening, unwilling to attend the party alone, Irina drags along Eliana to the party. The event was loud, crowded, and filled with admiration for Irina. Eliana sits quietly in a corner, watching her friend dazzle the room. At the party, Irina sparkles, dancing, laughing, surrounded by admirers. Eliana, however, feels out of place, quietly sipping a drink in a corner. Several guys try to chat with Irina, one even slipping an arm around her waist. She laughs it off but continues drinking, ignoring Eliana's worried looks. As the night drags on, Irina drinks too much. Eliana helps her get home, wiping her tears of laughter and holding her when she stumbles. As Eliana watches Irina sleep, she wonders why she always ends up in the shadows while Irina shines. Days later, Eliana is paired with Ethan for a group project. She was nervous at first, but Ethan's calm, thoughtful nature quickly put her at ease. What began as quiet study sessions in the library soon turned into long conversations filled with laughter, shared snacks, and the discovery of small rituals, like always claiming the same corner table. A mispronounced word during a presentation rehearsal sparked their first inside joke, and from then on, their meetings carried a warmth that stretched beyond the assignment. Ethan's steady encouragement balanced Eliana's anxious energy, while her enthusiasm drew out his quieter ideas. By the time the project ended, their connection had already grown into something more, something deep. At a sleepover, Irina mentions Eliana's growing bond with Ethan and teases her playfully. Eliana blushes. Then she gifts Eliana a matching friendship bracelet, declaring,
No matter what happens, we're forever.
Eliana smiles, touched by the gesture, grateful for a friend like Irina, believing their friendship is unbreakable. Weeks later, Ethan nervously asks Eliana out. Overwhelmed, Eliana agrees, her heart fluttering. She rushes to tell Irina, who gets super excited, and immediately starts to pick a beautiful outfit for Eliana. The date was magical. They dine in a cozy restaurant, share stories, and laugh easily. Before parting, Ethan presents Eliana with a delicate emerald pendant, saying it reminded him of her. That night, Eliana excitedly calls Irina to recount every detail. They giggle like children, whispering until they fall asleep. But Eliana's sleep is broken by a terrifying nightmare. She sees herself, distraught, shadows pulling her into darkness. She wakes up trembling, relieved when she realized it was a dream. But she couldn't fall back to sleep. The next day in college, Eliana and Irina saw a large banner on the hallway announcing the college prom. All the students were excitedly gathered in the hallway. That evening, after class, Eliana was studying alone in the library. When the lights suddenly start flickering, Eliana feels an eerie presence around her. She immediately leaves the premises. Days pass by in the excitement of upcoming prom night. Several boys line up with elaborate proposals for Irina to be their prom date. Strange phenomena follow. A few days later, Eliana was in class, taking notes as usual, when suddenly she felt an invisible force wrapping around her neck. The necklace gifted by Ethan suddenly felt like a chain of thorns strangling her. Terrified, she screams, gasping for air. The other students start laughing at her sudden outburst. Upon hearing the incident, Irina consoled Eliana, saying it was just an imagination. A few days after the incident, Ethan arrives at her door with flowers, asking her to the college prom. Eliana accepts happily. That night, another nightmare shakes her awake. An unseen presence lurks in her room, whispering her name. Her health begins to falter. She feels weak, her appetite fading, her sleep restless. Still, she clings to the hope that prom will be the night she feels alive again. Worried and desperate, her mother took her to a doctor. After running multiple tests, the physician found nothing physically wrong with Eliana. With no answers, he referred Eliana to a psychiatrist, suspecting her torment might be rooted in the mind rather than the body. This news spread through her college like wildfire. Whispers turned into cruel laughter, and soon Eliana was branded with a cruel nickname, Loony. A few mean girls escalated the mockery into outright bullying, isolating her further in her fragile state. They were already jealous of Eliana for dating Ethan. Eliana's anxiety deepened and further impacted her health. She lost focus in studies and her grades dipped. Ethan urged Eliana to draw courage from Irina's unshakable confidence and face the bullies. Yet as his words lingered in the air, Eliana felt a hollow ache. Her heart sank. Someone as popular as him or Irina could never understand the sting of being unwanted, the quiet despair of living as an outcast. The differences carved a quiet rift between them, and the weight of misunderstanding began to strain their bond. Just when the weight of humiliation threatened to crush her, Irina stepped forward to support Eliana. Her popularity gave her voice power, and she used it to shield Eliana from the cruelty of others. To cheer her up, Irina took out Eliana shopping for prom dress. In that moment, Eliana found not only protection but also a reminder that even in the darkest times, true friendship could be a light strong enough to pierce the shadows. But her struggles were far from over. That month, her body betrayed her in new and frightening ways. She went through episodes of sudden, agonizing pain. Each time the pain was sharper, more relentless, and stretched far beyond what was normal. The physical suffering layered itself atop her emotional wounds, creating a storm that threatened to consume her entirely. Finally, like a breath of fresh air, the prom night arrives. Ethan looks handsome in his suit. Eliana radiant in the dress Irina helped her choose. They dance and laugh until a mysterious young man appears, one no one has seen before. His gaze locks on Eliana, pulling her into an almost hypnotic trance. She dances with him as if bewitched, forgetting the world around her. Her body moved without her will. As they danced, she felt as though time dissolved around her, the music fading into a distant hum. The world blurred until all that remained was his gaze pulling her deeper and deeper. Ethan watched from the side, his fists clenched. By the end of the night, Eliana walks out with the stranger. Ethan watches from the shadows, helpless and jealous. And when morning comes, she remembers nothing of the stranger. The memory slipped through her mind like sand through her fingers. Ethan confronts her in anger, accusing her of betraying him. Confused and in tears, Eliana insists she doesn't recall what happened. She runs to Irina, who soothes her, whispering promises to fix things between them. Irina reassures her that she will try to mend things between Eliana and Ethan. Irina walks up to Ethan one day after class, trying to convince him to give Eliana a second chance. Ethan confides in Irina about feeling betrayed by Eliana. In the process, they grow closer. Ethan found himself drawn into an easy friendship with Irina, her bold laughter and spontaneous energy sparking a thrill he hadn't realized he craved. They are often seen together after practice. Ethan goes out on rides on his bike with Irina. Eliana felt Ethan's neglect gnaw at her spirit, each moment of neglect deepening the hollow inside her. In the silence of her loneliness, the unseen presence that stalked her steps pressed closer, its shadow feeding on her fear. Between the cold shadow that chased her and the warmth Ethan withheld, her world collapsed inward, leaving her trapped in the suffocating grip of depression. One sleepless night, Eliana stumbles into the kitchen for some coffee and peers out the window. Under the streetlight, she sees Irina and Ethan kissing. Her heart shatters. She cannot comprehend why her best friend would betray her. To Eliana, it seems sudden and senseless. Later that night, Eliana receives a breakup text from Ethan. She collapses in tears, too weak to even confront them. Days later, Eliana's old aunt arrives from a distant village. She looks at Eliana intently and strokes her hair, while Eliana recounts the recent events of her life. After listening carefully, the aunt suggested to consult a tantric. Eliana and her mother didn't believe in psychic, spiritual healers, or tantrics, but they decided to give it a try anyway. Eliana followed the tantric into a dimly lit chamber, its walls lined with faded talismans and jars of strange powders. The air was thick with incense, sharp and metallic, as though it carried the scent of blood itself. Eliana sat nervously on the mat, her hands trembling in her lap. Tantric's piercing eyes, sharp and ancient, studied her with unsettling calm.
Child, your suffering is not of the body alone. The pain, the terrifying dreams, it is not a sickness, it is a sign.
Eliana gasped in shock upon the mention of dreams. She never mentioned it to the tantric. A sign? But the doctors said I'm fine. They found nothing wrong. Why does it hurt so much? Why won't it stop?
Because it is not the medicine you need, it is protection. There is a spirit Kalfu, the crossroads Iloa. He is the dark twin of Papa Legba, the benevolent gatekeeper of the crossroads. While Legba opens the way to blessings, Kalfu opens the way to chaos, misfortune, and destructive spirits. According to ancient legends, long ago, when the crossroads were first opened, Kalfu demanded to walk freely among humans. Warriors offered him bulls, priests offered him snakes, but he grew restless. He discovered his powers thrived in fear, misery, and chaos. As per this legend, those who were believed to be chosen by Kalfu suffered from excruciating pain and misery. Some became his servants, others his sacrifices. Every nightmare you had, every throb of pain piercing through your body, had been orchestrated by this dark spirit.
Eliana's eyes widened, her breath catching in her throat. You mean he's feeding on me? Is that why I feel so weak, so empty? But why me?
Yes, each drop of tear strengthens him. Each moment of your suffering opens the crossroads wider. Kalfu is the master of sorcery. He must have been summoned to harm you by an enemy.
The tantric drew a circle on the ground with ash and red powder. Marking the crossroads symbol, two intersecting lines, the domain of Kalfu. At the center, he placed offerings, a bowl of rum, a drop of Eliana's blood, and a black candle that flickered unnaturally. He began to chant mantras in a low, guttural voice. As the words echoed, the candle's flame grew taller, casting monstrous shadows across the walls. Eliana felt her body tremble, her pain intensifying as though Kalfu himself was pulling at her veins. The tantric sprinkled the ash in a circle around her, whispering,
He thrives on your fear, child. Every suffering is a chain. But tonight we break it. You must resist his call, or he will claim you as his vessel.
Suddenly, the room grew colder. The tantric's chants grew louder, echoing against the walls as the circle of ash and red powder shimmered faintly. Eliana felt the air thicken, as though invisible hands pressed against the barrier surrounding her. The candle's flame bent inward, then steadied, forming a shield of light and shadow around her body. From a small wooden box, the tantric drew out an amulet. He placed it gently into Eliana's hands.
The crossroads are closed. His hunger cannot pass through this circle. You are safe for now. Remember, child, no spirit leaves so easily. Kalfu lingers, waiting in shadows, but this amulet's shield will hold as long as you honor it.
Eliana nodded, fastening the amulet around her neck. That night, Eliana wondered aloud if Ethan could be behind all of this. Ever since his arrival, strange events occurred. Also, nobody knows where he lived before or what school he went. She got extremely anxious for Irina now that she's dating Ethan. Later that night, someone prepared a sinister ritual. Rum mixed with gunpowder burned in a shallow bowl, acrid smoke curling upward. Snake skin coiled and placed at a crossroads symbol drawn in ash. Firelight flickered as they whispered invocations, summoning the malevolent spirit. The air thickened, and shadows bent unnaturally as Kalfu answered the call. That night, the spirit was sent forth to finish Eliana. The entity moved like a storm of shadows. But as it neared, the amulet around Eliana's neck glowed with fierce light. A shield formed, impenetrable, forcing the spirit back. Denied its prey, the spirit turned upon to hunt its true master. Eliana's enemy screamed as the shadows crept close. The walls seemed to close in, the fire turned into a consuming blaze of darkness. A veil was lifted. Irina fell on the ground, lifeless. Irina had lived for years under the shadow of comparison. Her parents praised Eliana's quiet intelligence and simplicity, holding her up as the ideal daughter, while Irina's boldness was dismissed as reckless. She bore the envy in silence, her smile concealing the bitterness that grew within. Losing Ethan to Eliana was the final blow. The moment envy hardened into malice. Her visits to Eliana's house became more than friendly gestures. Each time, she found opportunities to collect strands of Eliana's hair, weaving them into a bracelet with careful precision. By weaving Eliana's hair into the bracelet, Irina bound Eliana's fate to Kalfa's will. The strands became the tether, the link between victim and curse. She spikes Eliana's drink on prom night and asks her friend to distract Eliana away from Ethan, thus causing a huge misunderstanding between them. The truth revealed itself too late. Beneath her perfect exterior, years of jealousy finally consumed Irina. Eliana takes one last look at the bracelet as a drop of tear slides down her cheek. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon, 'cause I serve the best tea.